Welcome back to another Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where every Thursday morning we take a deep dive into a new set. We're going to complete order. So the set we're checking out today is Silver Tempest. And then, of course, we're going to be highlighting a certain Pokemon. We're going to be checking out their best cards in Pokemon history. And for today's video, that is going to be Eevee. Got some bangers. And we are going to do a giveaway today. All you got to do is make sure you're subscribed, hit your notification bell, hit that like, and then you got to answer the question of the day. What is your all-time favorite non-English Pokemon card? And this is what we're giving away today. Beautiful Mimikyu sealed promo. And I do have to announce the winner from last Thursday's giveaway, and it is at Mr. Twiggy XX. Shoot me an email or hit me up on Instagram, and all those cards will be sent out to you. And we do have to give a quick thanks to our video sponsor, and that is Punch Out Gaming. This is my local game store that I go to, and it's the #1 game store in all of Minnesota. I've actually been in the mall. No one can beat the variety. And they're only located about 30 minutes north of the Twin Cities, so definitely check them out. I'll have all the links in the description. And they drop every single new set at MSRP, so they are legit. And of course, you guys want to try out PSA for your first time, click the link, use code BEARD25, you get $25 off. You just got to use a new email. And same thing with tag. Use the code BEARD102, you get 10% off your first submission. And if you guys could download the Fanatics Collect app, you guys can watch my Market Monday and my Following Friday hours before I post it on YouTube, where I'm actually live in the chat and we do a giveaway every single video. So definitely check that out. Go give me a follow. I'll have the links in the description for that. All right. Silver Tempest. Set came out November 10th, 2022. Total set value is $1,589. So this was actually one of the weakest trainer galleries if you compared all 4 sets. But with the Rayquaza taken off recently, it has definitely helped a lot. Actually, both of them, because now the black and gold one is at $40 also. But we got the Lugia V, beautiful alternate art, one of the best ones, $525. Then we got the Rayquaza VMAX Trainer Gallery coming down a little bit, $216. Then it goes all the way down to the Rainbow Lugia V-Star, $43. Black and gold Rayquaza VMAX, $39. Blaziken VMAX, about $39. And the Blaziken V, $38. Unknown V, one of my favorite cards, $33. Then we got the Regidrago V, $31. And the Gold Lugia V-Star, $27. And the Rainbow Alolan Vulpix, $25. But I mean, if you scroll through, there's so many good arts. These trainer galleries are just so slept on. Even this basic Lugia V is one of the best V cards we've ever gotten. It's worth $16 too for just a V. And we got the Full Art V at $21. Got the Superior Trainer Gallery at $25, Blissey at $22, Zorora at $12, and then we got the Skunk Tank. This is one of the other alternate arts. Super adorable card, actually, and it's only $11, and it's actually very difficult to pull. Got the Milotic. There's just so many awesome cards. Gardevoir, got Rainbows, Full Arts, Golds. These sets are pretty stacked. All right, starting off with the Gold Lugia V-Star. It says a pop of $4,600 in a 10, $1,900 in a 9. Was that $97 in a 10? Got up to $156, coming down a little bit right now, right at $145. Then TCG Player has it at $28. Next, we got the Regidrago V. Super cool card because Lugia is in the background. And this is a pop of $4,800 in a 10 and $1,900 in a 9. These cards are very easy to grade. Was at 75, got up to 140, dropped down to 115. Now sitting at 128, and it's a $30 rock card. Next, the Unknown V. You guys know I love Unknown. I have Unknowns floating above me. This has a pop of $3,300 in a 10, $2,500 in a 9. So it's at $94. Now sitting at $125 with raw at $33. Next, we got the Blaziken V. This has a pop of $4,400 in a 10, $1,700 in a 9. Was at $91. Now leveling out right around $140 with raw at $37. And Blaziken V Max raw, same exact price. And pop of $6,700 in a 10 and $1,700 in a 9. It's got up to $150. Coming down a little bit right now at $130. Next, we have the Black and Gold Rayquaza VMAX Trainer Gallery. It says a pop of $10,000 in a 10, $2,300 in a 9. Was at $90 in a 10. Now last sold $200, and this is a $40 rock card. Next, we have the Rainbow Lugia V-Star with a pop of $2,500 in a 10, $1,800 in a 9. Was at $126 in a 10. Now last sold $166, and it's a $42 rock card. And we got the Rayquaza VMAX Trainer Gallery with a pop of $16,446 in a 10, $4,100 in a 9. This was at $240, got up to $531, and just kind of goes up and down. Last sold $495. And like I said, TCG Player has it at $216, coming down a little bit from about $230. Next, we have the Lugia V alternate art with a pop of $25,000 in a 10, $16,000 in a 9. This alternate art actually has one of the highest pops just because we had those error tins, which was actually crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of Lugias out there. This is at $960 in a 10. Now it last sold $1,531, kind of leveling out. Not really going down in price yet. Next, we have the Silver Tempest Booster Pack. This was at $10, now 15, 13. So we got 13 of them at $12.63. And we have the Silver Tempest ETB, got up to $177. Coming down a little bit right now. Last sold $166 and $165 and $160. Next, the Pokemon Center ETB. Last sold for this one, $419, $415, and $404. Not a ton of sales. Get a few a month. Next, Silver Tempest Booster Box. This was at $558. Now last sold $525, $534, and $545. But just because we don't get a ton of sales on TCG Player does not mean they don't sell a decent amount. Because once boxes get pretty expensive, people want pictures, and they're not buying a ton on TCG Player. But all right, let's get into some Eevee cards. Eevee has so many beautiful cards, a lot of commons and uncommons. Just going to scroll through these, kind of appreciate the art. So we got our newer Eevee from Surging Sparks and Prismatic, that beautiful background. That is just gorgeous. We got the 151 Eevee. Like every Eevee card is just adorable. Hidden Fates, Shrouded Fable with those flowers. Pokemon Go, that one's a little weird. Like the Twilight Masquerade one. Let me know down below your guys' favorite common. Mine, of course, is going to be the OG stuff, but there is some crazy ones like the Evolving Skies where Eevee's looking up at Rayquaza. That's a crazy card. What else we got? Shrouded Fable Reverse Holo. Lost Thunder. Look at this Sun and Moon. This one is just adorable. So derpy. And Hidden Fates with that nice Reverse Holo with the star. Ooh, I like the Ultra Prism one with the 3 Eevees. Plasma Freeze is also sick. There's just so many nice ones. And then, of course, our vintage. We're going to be checking out the first editions today. But you can't really beat Jungle. I mean, that is just nostalgia right there. What else we got? Hidden Fates. That's a good one. A few cameos in there. And we'll go to the next page. Like I said, got a lot. Got the Cosmos Holo. Now up to $3.56. Telling people to pick that up, but it was like 10 cents. What else? And the Pokemon Day card also super slept on. Reverse Holo. Beautiful background. $3.50. Call of Legends Eevee, that thing is adorable. Looks like a dog. Then we got our Eevee VMAX, priced at $4. The Majestic Dawn one is super nice with all the flowers. And we got the Reverse Holo from Evolving Skies, priced at $5.75. Nice Sword and Shield promo. Some more vintage. Then we got a basic EVV, priced at $6. And we got the EVEX Prismatic Evolution Stamp one. That's one that comes in the surprise box, priced at $6. And the Terra EX, which is like the same card without the stamp, priced at $6. We got the McDonald's promo from 2016. That's pretty nice. Delta Species, that one's super nice. And we got the Sword and Shield promo, taking a nap on the bench. And here's another basic EVV. This actually came in a pretty cool box where it had all the evolutions, but they were basic Vs. But I like the rainbow in this one. Super clean. All right, we're getting into the good stuff, so we're going to start looking at these individually. We're going to go from newest to oldest. First, we have the EVEX from Prismatic Evolutions with a pop of 2,710, 4,800, and a 9. TCG Player has it at $190. Was at $440. Now kind of leveling out right at $670. And we got a PSA 9 at $190. Next, we have the EVEX SIR promo. This is from the Prismatic SPC. This was at $261. Now last sold right at $410. Still a $25 card. Next, we have the Eevee Pokemon Center promo from the ETB. This was at $437. Now last sold $900. I don't know why they don't have the pop on here. I'm going to have to message them about that. Next, we have the regular Eevee promo. This was at $84 and a 10. Now last sold $138. And this card is still $15 raw. And the Pokemon Center one is sitting at $96. And then we got the Eevee from Twilight Masquerade with a pop of $11,910 and $14,609. Was at $200 and a 10. Now about $356. And it's a $92 card. Next, we have the Chinese Eevee. Love this thing. So this was down to $43 raw. Climbed all the way up to $78. Now came down at $60. PSA 10 was at $109. Got up to $352. And now last sold at $277. I would definitely wait on these Chinese exclusives right now. We're in the summer slump. They should drop a little bit more. which I'm very happy about because I did not finish them all in a PSA 10. Next, we have the Eevee from Sword and Shield Brilliant Stars. This is a pop of 1100 in a 10, 3400 in a 9. This was at $200, now sitting right around $300, and it's a $20 card. Next, the Radiant Eevee. This is a Sword and Shield promo with a pop of 2500 in a 10, 2600 in a 9. It was at $120 in a 10, now sitting at $250, and it's a $22 card. And there is a Chinese exclusive Radiant Eevee, super beautiful, was at $18, now last sold 34 raw. I just love that rainbow background, just pops. And then PSA 10 was at $100, got up to $335, coming down right now about $270. Next, we have the Eevee from Hidden Fates. This is the Baby Shiny. This is a pop of 4,200 in a 10, 2,300 in a 9. This was at $85, now last sold right around $135, and TCG Player has it at $55. Next, we got some tag teams. Here's the full art Eevee and Snorlax tag team, was at $465, now last sold $836. Has a pop of 999 in a 10, 508 in a 9. TCG Player has it at $225 now. Next, the same exact card with the rainbow version. This is a pop of 587 in a 10, 507 in a 9. Was at $850, now last sold $1,562. And about $60 more raw. TCG Player has it at $280. Next, we have the alternate art Eevee and Snorlax. This is the non-textured one. This is done by Arita. And people have actually asked me why, Eevee and Snorlax together. But there is a reason. If you go back and check out, where'd it go? The original Snorlax Wizards of the Coast Black Star promo, look who is curled up right next to Snorlax, Eevee. So I'm going to guess that is why they chose Eevee and Snorlax for their tag teams. Just adorable. But this tag team has a pop-up of 1,100 in a 10, 1,300 in a 9. Was at $360, coming down a little bit right now. Last sold $625. TCG Player has it at $90. Now for the big one. This is one of the weirdest tag team cards we've gotten. The art is just crazy. Guy looks like he was tripping when he drew that. This has a pop of 4,200 in a 10, 4,600 in a 9. Was at $530 in a 10. Now it last sold $1,200, and TCG Player has it at $173. Next, we have the Derpy Eevee GX promo. This is a pop of 291 in a 10, 1,778 in a 9. This card's very difficult to grade. I've actually tried grading it myself. I was only able to get 110 out of about 15 of them. This was at 2,200 in a 10, and now that sold 4,769. TCG Player has it at 158. I even made a video. We bought a ton of these at like $20. Next, we have the black and white Eevee promo. People call these the wallpaper cards. You can get them in every single evolution. It's a pop of 4 in a 10 and 95 in a 9. Last sold in a 10, it says on eBay, it was $25,000. TCG Player has it at 87. Next, we got Eevee on the ball. Eevee with the little Pokeball soccer ball, pretty cool. Last sold in a 10, $452. And TCG Player has it at 88. eBay has it at 103. Next, we have the black and white Black Star promo with Eevee and Pikachu. Pikachu chasing Eevee. It's an adorable scene. It says a pop of 25 in a 9 and 58 in a 8. There's like no info on this card in a 10. Last sold in a 9 is 993. And TCG Player has it at 350. Next, we have the Eevee Pokemon Together promo. Last sold in a 10 is $407. In a 9, $140. And TCG Player has it at $155. Next, we have the Eevee Reverse Holo from Aquapolis. There's not a ton of information on this card in a 10 because it just never sells. There's only 6 of them, and there's 26 9s. Last sold in an 8 is $330. We got a 5 at 101. TCG Player has it at 220. Next, we have the Eevee Reverse Holo from Skyridge. This is a pop of 17 in a 10. Last sold is $5,000. We got a 9 at 600 and has a pop of 70. And then TCG Player has it at 180, eBay at 240. And let's see if we can find an 8. 8 is right around $360. Next, we have the Eevee Black Star promo. Love this card. Love this holo on here. It says a pop of 261 in a 10, 86 in a 9. Last sold in a 10 is $750. And last sold in a 9 is $430. And raw, kind of all over the place. Honestly, not that expensive for how old the card is, but TCG Player has it at $50. And now to some of my favorite cards on the list. We have the Neo Discovery First Edition Eevee, just an uncommon, but has a pop of 133 in a 10, $226 and a 9. Last sold in a 10 is $500. And TCG Player has this at $11.30. Eevee at $24. Next, we have the Lieutenant Surge's Eevee. This is from Gym Challenge. This is a pop of 175 and a 10, 376 and a 9. Last sold in a 10 is $515, but that was a while ago. And TCG Player has it at $13. Next, we have the Jungle First Edition Eevee. This is a pop of 1,800 and a 10, 4,000 and a 9. This was at 487, went up to about 625, and now right at 540. And this card is still very affordable. You can find it for, 10, 15 bucks all day long, like super, super clean. You can even find it for just a few bucks in like lightly played condition. But yeah, I just absolutely love that card. Next, we have that Snorlax promo with that Eevee cameo. This card's very expensive. 4,800 and a 10 is last sold, and 882 for a 9. It's only 293 10s and 946 9s. But TCG Player, this card is $351. All right, we got some Japanese exclusives. We got the Unagaba. Here is the Eevee. It's a pop of 20,900 and a 10, 3,200 and a 9. TCG Player has it at 88. Right next, we have the Rainbow Eevee GX. We did not get this card in English. We got this card right here, just the full art Black Star promo at $20. I probably should have looked at that. We'll click on this one really fast. It says a pop of 327 and a 10, 1,300 and a 9. Going up pretty good. Last sold 553, was $300 in February, and raw 20 bucks. But yeah, the rainbow one, so nice. If you actually seen this in person, the texture is just crazy. But this is a pop of 1,296 and a 10 for the rainbow, 611 and a 9. Last sold in a 10 is 1,811. It was at $2,500, and TCG Player has it at 160. Next, we have the Scream Eevee, of course. This is a pop of 3,200 and a 10, 5,500 and a 9. And last sold in a 10 is also 5,500, and last sold in a 9 is 1,600. Even an 8 sold for 1,200, a 7 for 1,000, and a 6 for 970. But these are some of the most unique cards we have based off super famous arts, and they're just so unique. And we also have the Scream Pikachu with an Eevee in the background. And that's why this Pikachu card is just extra crazy. It's a pop of 3,900 and a 10, 1,100 and a 9. Last sold in a 10, 13,344. Looks like the high in March was about 17,000, and we had another, jump up in June at 16,000. Yeah, this card is so expensive. Even just trying to find it in different grades, it's still going to cost you thousands of dollars for this card. Next, we have the Poncho wearing Eevee. They got them for all the evolutions. I just did the Espeon and Umbreon. But here's the Espeon with a pop-up 1,000 and a 10, 633 and a 9. Last sold in a 10 is right around $3,000. Last sold in a 9 is $1,269. And last on the list, we have the Umbreon version with a pop-up 878 and a 10, 1,565 and a 9. Last sold in a 10 is $5,380. Last sold in a 9 is $1,400. And we got an 8 at $935. These cards are just so spendy. But at least they are pretty unique. But I'm a way, way bigger fan of like the Scream cards, with the super unique art, with awesome cameos in the background, than the ponchos of them just doing like the same pose with a different poncho. I do feel like that is a little lazy. I get it. But I prefer like the Mario and Luigi card and the Scream cards way more than any of the poncho cards. Might be a hot take, but let me know down below what you guys think. But all right, that was this week's Pokemon Throwback Thursday. And like I mentioned before, if you guys could please download the Fanatics Collect app and give me a follow there, I would really, really appreciate that. It's all free, like I said, and I post my Flying Friday, Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. So if you guys want to be in the chat, and my Market Monday, same time, Sunday, 7 p.m. Central. So definitely check that out. And of course, if you guys enjoy this content, want to stay ahead of the market, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment, all that. And if you guys want to support more, check out my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube membership, all that, Fanatics. You guys know what to do. You guys are the absolute best. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my newest Pokemon What If Wednesday, click the video above. And if you guys want to check out my vending videos, you can also check those above. I got a whole playlist full of those. But all right, see you next time.